Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, to the Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity, as well as the few Akwat that listen and learn. This is Brother Shawar with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is inspired by a statement that was made in the GMS Dallas camp by the elder Ariala, or Salakia, the elder Yashawamba, that we have to learn how to serve before we become kings. So this is an underrated factor of this truth that a lot of Israelites don't really understand. We're being tried, we're being perfected in order to be worthy to rule, with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom. Lord willing, we be a part of that number, the elect. Right? So our lives are going to be, they're not going to be your typical, worldly lives, man. And of course, we live in a world where Esau, Edom is ruling, the so-called white man. Job 9:24, right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the foundations of the earth are out of course. Life is hard. People are messed up. Pretty much everybody's struggling. But the elect is going to go through certain things for the sake of the truth. And it's going to be angled in chastisement for our faith. It's not going to be, it's pretty much going to be a custom-made package of hell that the Lord has for his hopeful elect, or for his elect. Right? And we all, if you're in the truth and you know the names of the Lord, Yahweh Wa, Yahweh Shai, and you believe and you're following, you've been called. But until we endure to the end, we don't know if we've been chosen. So these trials and tribulations that we're going through is, starting with the men first. The women go through things too, but of course the men are the ones that are going to be ruling with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom. The women are going to be princesses under those men, their husbands. And, but that's the order, just to clear that up, to have understanding. But all these trials and tribulations are for our perfecting. So let's get this in the book of Proverbs 15, starting at 31, and it reads, "The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility." So before, the Lord crowns us and gives us the spiritual bodies and gives us, the spiritual power and the power over the nations, we have to prove ourselves. We got to be brought low, we got to be humiliated in the flesh, man. And our spirit has to be tried. And I'm pretty sure if you've been in the truth for, years, years on end, then you've been through something to where your faith was tested, heavily. You've been brought low. You've had to pretty much lean on the Lord and lean on the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be, delivered from whatever situation it may be. And it could be, man, there's so many different situations, a financial situation, a family situation, dealing with your kids or your woman, or an ailment, or just something, you come across or a bump in the road, so to speak, in your daily life. Whatever it may be, these things all test our faith, and they all perfect us, like gold is tried in the fire, to make us better men, to make us better kings. Because the king, as the title of the lesson is, we have to learn how to serve before we become kings. And that all ties in with us learning the left-hand side, us learning both sides of wickedness and righteousness in order to appreciate the right side, the good side. So we're learning the wickedness so we can appreciate the righteousness. And this is what we're going through right now, this grace period, is about the elect being perfected, and that's the main point. Right? And that's a specific group of people, man. It's not everybody. And as I said, everybody, see, people in the world will, these Christians and whatever, man, they'll try and lump themselves in, making it seem like the Lord is dealing with them because, they catch hell or they think they catch hell on whatever situation it may be. But see, even the people that do catch hell in the world, that their hell is in vain. Their hell is to be destroyed. The things that the elect go through are to better us, man. It's for our chastisement. It's not for our destruction. Right? And that's something that only being in this truth will really, you'll really understand. We have comfort in that. Or as it says in let's get it in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Because I wanted to also get this in Matthew 20, but let's get this first in Sirach. Right, so Sirach 2, starting at the top, and it reads, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him." Right? So, we're going through these things for us to be tried and to be acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, which is this affliction, pretty much the curses. The trials and tribulations, dealing with this wicked society, dealing with people who are not like-minded or who are wicked, who are pursuing wickedness and you're pursuing righteousness, dealing with that every day. This is a test, man. Everything around us is a part of our affliction, our test. And the big test is that hour of temptation, which is going to come with the MOTB, Revelation 13:16, the charagma, the micro C-hip. Right? So we're being built up not only to be kings, but also to be prepared for what's coming ahead. Right? So that's why we just read, it says, I want to get the exact wording, Salakia. Make not haste in a time of trouble. Right? So when things go wrong, when something happens, you catch some hell or whatever, a situation transpires, you're not supposed to just act out, man, and be impulsive. You're supposed to take a step back, lead on the Lord, call on the Lord, pray, analyze the situation, and whatever it could be. Because some situations, you might want to just act out and get emotional real quick, but this is a part of us being tried, man. It's a part of us learning how to deal and learning how to apply the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord has blessed us with. Right? Because this is all leading to us being kings, man, kings and rulers of the new world to come. Because under Yahushua is the 144,000, and this is a government. That 144,000 is a government that is going to rule and govern the whole entire earth. So the Lord is going to make sure, and then of course the second covenant is going to be, the Lord is going to put the law in our inward parts. He's going to make us perfect when it's all said and done. But there's still a process that has to play out, that we have to go through to prove ourselves to the Lord. That we're worthy. Because this, again, the elect isn't just, because if it was for everybody, man, then, anybody could walk this path. The straight gate that we're trying to enter into the kingdom is a very narrow and straight path, man, and it's hard. It's a path of trials, tribulations, disappointment, failure, loss, so it's a bitter cup, man. And the scriptures talk about how the truth is, sweet in thy mouth and bitter in thy belly, because when you first learn all the good news, you're an Israelite and the Lord is only dealing with us and the kingdom of heaven is coming and we're going to be gods on earth. You learn, it's great. And the gospel is good. It's good news, right? That's what gospel means. It's the good news. But then you start experiencing it. You start experiencing and understanding the situation we're in. You start going through, because now you understand everything. Now you see everything for what it is. So now everything is hitting you different. The wickedness hits you different. It's vexing, and things get harder and harder as we go. But again, this is that furnace of adversity, man. So you actually should rejoice when you catch hell. Rejoice in it, because that means the Lord is trying you. This means the Lord is dealing with you. He's trying to make you better. He's trying to teach you something out of whatever situation that you're going through. And we may not understand it at first. We may not get it until, we may not get it at all. Like, we may not think about it, but it's going to make you better in some way, man. It's building you up in some way. And the Lord, more than likely, the Lord will show you, man. It will make sense. But I wanted to get this in Matthew 20 quick, because Yahushua, of course, he died on the cross for his people, the nation of Israel. And hence this grace period that we're in, we're under grace as a nation. We're to keep the laws to the best of our ability, but the law isn't going to save us. It's through faith that we're going to be saved, Ephesians 2:8. But through Yahushua's sacrifice, we now as his servants, and as he calls us his friends as well, we have to go through the same, we got to drink of the Lord's cup. The Lord isn't going to put us through anything we can't handle. So we're not going to we're not going to go through the exact same thing the Lord did, but in our respective, or how do I say this? With our respective faith that the Lord has blessed us with, our portion, we'll go through what the Lord did. Right? So let's read this in Matthew 20 and 22, and it reads, "But Yahushua answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They shall say unto him, We are able. And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I also baptize with, but to sit on my right hand and on my left. It is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them from whom it is prepared of my Father." So again, we're going to go through the same things, or we're going to go through trials, tribulations, and we got to give up our sacrifices, and our bodies is our living sacrifice in these times. We're going to lose it all. Everybody's going to lose it all, but everybody's going to want to also try and get it back and bow the knee to the image of Baal, which is the devil, Esau, Edom in this time. They're going to take that charagma, the MOTB. See, but we understand what we're dealing with, man. If you don't understand what you're a part of, then you're not in the right spirit, or you've been taught wrong. But this is what's coming with it. Drinking of that cup that Yahushua did. Right? So, but again, the point remains that this is a part of us being built up as kings. Right? Because Yahushua is the King of Kings. So for us to rule, joint heirs with Yahushua, we got to go through similar things. It's only right. It only makes sense, right? And this is how the Lord is doing it. So let's get a couple more scriptures and then we'll close it. Let's see. Let's go to the book. No, matter of fact, let me get this quick. 1 Corinthians the 6th chapter, because these things that we have, the things that we go through in our daily lives, like these, these problems and little matters, so to speak, these things that may not seem so significant, like having, well, I mean, they are significant, but they don't feel like they're significant, like having your house in order, or, being responsible, or, communicating with brothers, or, even with people in your workplace, wherever you work, just being an upstanding individual, striving lawfully, no matter what, representing Yahushua properly in our daily lives. If we can't do that, then we can't be worthy to judge the earth. You can't be worthy to be under Yahushua, man. Be a joint heir with Yahushua, and to govern the planet, right? So all these things that these little situations that we see, and these things, you should look at everything as a opportunity to apply the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and that doesn't mean tell everybody, because again, you gotta be smart. Everybody can't just know what you believe, and you gotta be circumspect and understand that the persecution is coming, and this truth isn't for everybody. But that being said, for you got to use every situation, or you should use every situation, to apply it and become better men of Yahweh Bashim Ashar, and women for that matter, but particularly the men. So this is 1 Corinthians 6:2, and it reads, "Do ye not know the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye worthy to judge the smallest matters?" So right, if we can't judge the small things, how are you supposed to judge the big things? Simple. Right? So all these little things, this is all test, man. It's all a part of the furnace of adversity. So let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter, and then we'll close it out after that. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 3:1, and it reads, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality." Right? So the elect, to the masses of the people, to other Israelites, to the majority of so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites, the majority of these other nations or whatever, the majority of the people, the masses, will see the elect, or the Israelites, struggling, going through it, down bad. Right? But the difference is the elect understands, that it's a good thing that the Lord is trying us. And our hope is full of immortality, because we know what's coming on the other side for us, man. After this trials, after this furnace of adversity and the destruction of this wicked kingdom, this wicked infrastructure, we understand what's coming on the other side for us, which is the kingdom of heaven. But the people of the world, they don't understand this. They can't grasp this concept because they don't have that gift of faith. So to them, as we read, let's read it again, verse 4, Wisdom of Solomon 3:4. "For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope full of immortality." Or yet is their hope full of immortality, Salakia. Verse 5, "And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High approved them and found them worthy for himself." And this is all it's for, man, as we've been saying in this lesson. Verse 6, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering." So to refine gold, it's a very long and tedious process, man. It's a very long, it's a hard thing to do. But once the finishing product, or the finished product, comes out as gold, something very valuable, right? Verse 7, "And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever." Right. So that's what we have coming in the kingdom. So, This furnace of adversity, these trials, tribulations, us learning how to serve in righteousness, through all the things that we go through, to strive lawfully. This is a part of us becoming kings, man. So again, we gotta learn to serve the Lord, to go through these things, these trials, tribulations, in order to be kings, man. So again, Lord willing, this lesson did what it was supposed to do. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball.